Hey everyone, welcome to World Changer Podcast, and my name is Devon. And pretty much, I made World Changer Podcast to discuss these two books that I wrote: Healthy Relationships and How We Treat People Matters. There are free PDF copies of both books in the description below. And if you want to support me and my business, which is Soaring Song Studios, a studio that I created to create more jobs in the entertainment industry. Also, if you want to hard copy, physical copy of both these books, uh, link in the description below. Uh, Amazon, that's where they are. Let's jump right in. Currently, right now, we're going through this book, Healthy Relationships, and we are in chapter 6. Chapter 6, which is character. Very important. Who doesn't love character, right? So let's jump right into it. Chapter 6, character. They are wise. Who's the they? They is an elevation person. The person that I believe we can be, but also the kind of people that we also want to be around at the same time. So they are wise. An elevation person has a lot of wisdom. They've learned from their experiences and grown from them. They offered not just knowledge, but insight and understanding that comes from the depths of their own journey. They are not just intelligent, but wise. Right? And there's a scripture, Proverbs chapter 2, verse 6. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth come knowledge and understanding. This scripture points out the true source of wisdom, a reminder that wisdom goes beyond mere knowledge. It's about understanding life's complexities and making great decisions. An elevation person embodies this wisdom. There's a lot to unpack here, but let's dive into it. First things first, they are wise. What's the difference of being wise? Well, that would be foolish, right? I don't think we really want to be around many foolish people, but it's really nice to be around wise people. You know, wisdom is very important, right? And an elevation person has a lot of wisdom. They've learned from their experiences and they've grown from them. They offer not just knowledge, but insight and understanding, right? And that comes from the depths of their own journey. They are not just intelligent, but wise. And then you also have the scripture afterwards, which we just read. And there's so much to pull from here, but I'll make this very simple. Wisdom is really helpful. Wisdom is valuable. And a person who provides wisdom is also really valuable and really helpful. I think there are a lot of people today who are very knowledgeable. They have a lot of information in their brains. They're really smart, right? You ever heard the phrase street smarts? They're really smart. They have a lot of knowledge. But when it comes to applying that knowledge, right? Having the knowledge, having the information, but then applying the knowledge, that in fact is wisdom. Applied knowledge. So I think trying to think if there's anything else I need to add to this, but I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. They admit when they're wrong. Whew, that's the big one. Nobody is perfect, and an elevation person understands this. They don't shy away from admitting when they've made a mistake, right? They actually see it as an opportunity to learn and grow. They're not afraid to say, I was wrong. They're not afraid to say that. They're not afraid to say, I was wrong. Because they know that doing so does not decrease their value, but instead enhances their integrity. It doesn't decrease their value by admitting they were wrong, but it increases their integrity. It increases it. I think that one's really, really powerful there too. They don't shy away from admitting when they've made a mistake. Sometimes we can, as people, can be so prideful and sometimes a little arrogant. We don't want to admit when we're wrong. Sometimes we might feel ashamed. We might feel embarrassed. But there's something special about a person who says, you know what? I was wrong. I'm going to be better. I'm going to do better. And I was wrong. But I'm going to use this as an opportunity to not only learn, but also grow from this. That's what an elevation person is. They're wise, and they admit when they're wrong. And they learn and grow from the mistake that they made. All right, the next one is they live with integrity, humility, and accountability. All right, we're now on page 9. Integrity, humility, and accountability are at the core of an elevation person's character. They do what's right, even when no one is watching. They do the right thing, even when nobody's watching. No one's watching them. And they choose. It's by choice. They choose to do the right thing. They don't let success go to their heads, meaning they don't become super prideful and super arrogant and think they know everything, right? And they stay grounded and humble. They take responsibility for their actions and decisions while holding themselves accountable for their mistakes. Here's a scripture for you. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. Whoever walks in integrity walks securely. But he, and obviously she, who makes his or her ways crooked will be found out. This scripture is a guiding principle for an elevation person. Guiding principle. It shows the importance of maintaining integrity and accountability in every part of life. Every part of life. Oh, this one is big. It's stuffed. This. There's so much to unpack here. It might be a part of another video, but just want to just emphasis on integrity, humility, and accountability. These are really, really important qualities of character that even if some people may not have the quality of character of integrity, humility, and accountability in their own lives, many people still desire to benefit from the people around them who have those quality traits, who have that character, right? Let's see if I have an example. You go on an airplane and the pilot is flying the plane, and you want to trust that pilot has integrity, right? That they have humility and they have accountability, which means they are holding themselves accountable to make sure that you arrive at your destination safely, right? We are benefiting from the accountability of that pilot who is flying that airline, that aircraft. Even if even if every other passenger on that flight lacks integrity, lacks humility, and lacks accountability, that pilot of that airplane, right? The people on that flight are benefiting from that pilot's accountability to learn how to fly that aircraft correctly, to be humble enough to learn during their training. Let's take a step back here. I almost dropped my book because this is actually a good example, right? To admit when they're wrong while that pilot was learning how to fly airplanes, right? Let's say commercial airplanes, maybe they're in the military, right? Commercial airplanes. They admitted when they were wrong, and because of that, they were able to learn and grow from their mistakes, right? And now they have a lot of wisdom, and now they have integrity, humility, and accountability So even if everybody else on the plane lacks those character qualities, because the pilot has those qualities, the people on the flight can feel safe and assured and secure for the most part, because they know that the pilot, I mean, you don't really know an air pilot, but they know that that pilot who is flying that plane has those character qualities. So I just want to put that out there. Okay. So I think this one's a little short for today, but I believe, hopefully this encouraged all of you, or any of you who are watching this. My name is Devon. This is the World Changer podcast, episode, what was that? We're in 6? Yeah, character. Episode 6. 2 books I wrote, free PDF copies. Link in the description below. Please like, share, subscribe, follow for more, and all those great call to actions that I don't remember all of them about, but that's okay. My mission is to encourage people to desire healthy relationships, as well as create more job opportunities for people who work in the entertainment industry with my company, Soaring Song Studios. If you were to ask me what are the 2 things that you care about, I would say healthier relationships for everybody, as well as telling great stories. So that's a little something extra about me. If you found something encouraging in this video, share with somebody, follow for more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.